So even though this is the way we finish the semester, I'm putting it as exam review too, just it's a nice way to avoid having homework over the weekend. So let's get through this before class is over, and then you guys will be free to enjoy your last weekend before you have to study for finals next weekend. So a few definitions. We talked about these words a whole lot while we were working on the budget, but we never actually sat down and defined them, so that's what we're going to work through today. So the definition for budget: a budget is an estimate. Please write this with me. Of income and expenses for a set period of time. So, an estimate of income and expenses for a set period of time. So, in this class, we just looked up the average income of a certain career, and then we estimated the expenses. We did not actually go to the grocery store and buy certain groceries and calculate it out. It was just kind of an overall estimate of what your income might be and how you might spend your money. And this, you guys, the set period of time we used was a month. So we did a monthly budget. Any questions on the definition for budget? Next we have gross income. So the gross income is an individual's income before any deductions are made. So the gross income is like the big number. That's the number that we started with, and we typed it into that website, and then it took out all the deductions for us. So the gross income is your big number before they start taking out any taxes or any other expenses. Now, gross income often gets confused with net income. Net income is the income after you start taking things out of it. All right, so net income is the smaller number. So our definition for net income is an individual's income after, I'm running out of space here, so excuse me, after taxes and deductions are subtracted. So the website we use, it called your net income your income after taxes. Same thing, a lot of people call net income your take-home pay. That's actually the part that ends up in your pocket, okay? Gross is the big number. And then, you know, everyone has their hand out. They start taking. Net is what you actually get to come home with. Any questions on the difference between gross and net? Remember, add the word income. We're not talking about all types of taxes. We're going to focus on income tax. So income tax is the annual amount or the annual charge based on a person's income. So just for making money in the state of Illinois, Annually, you will be charged for it, and that charge is based on your income. It's a percent of your income. Annual is spelled wrong. Got too many vowels in there. Let me fix that for you. Alright, so the annual charge that is based on your income is called income tax. So your monthly income is the amount of money an individual receives each month. It is found by dividing annual income by 12. Now, for your projects, we divided the net income. Oh, thank you. We divided the net income by 12. You could find your gross monthly income if you want. You just divide the gross income by 12. So you could do gross monthly income. You can do net monthly income. It just depends which one you're looking for. It is found by dividing annual income by 12. Yes. Alright, so those are your definitions that I am hoping you know just from working through the budget project. If not, you'll need to study those a little bit. Yes. Alright, so the bottom of your review has some questions related to budgeting. Again, these are things we never really formally sat down and did in class, but you all had to do it while working through your budget. So I am hoping that these are skills you picked up along the way. So the first one says, Mike makes $50,000 a year. $5,547 is deducted for federal tax. $3,825 is deducted for FICA, and $1,793 is deducted for state income tax. What is his net income after taxes? How do you do this problem?
You add up all the taxes.
Okay, that's one way to do it. You can add up all the taxes, and then what do you do with that number? Subtract it from 50,000. Or you can just start with 50,000, subtract the federal,
That boy gonna be broke.
subtract the FICA.
No, he not.
30.
Please keep comments to a minimum. Let's just focus on the math. And subtract the 1,793. Anyone have a total for me?
Yeah.
Why did it give me 0.25?
38,835.
Yes, 38,835 is his net income. Now, I want to know his monthly net income on the next question. So what am I going to do? Don't even clear your calculator. What do? Divide by 12. If you have cleared your calculator, re-enter this number, the 38,835, and divide it by 12. There are 12 months in a year. How much is he taking home every month?
$3,236.35.
Good. Now this is all money. A lot of you are putting your dollar sign after the number in your presentations. I think it's because you say like $15. You say dollars at the end, but when you write it at the beginning. So here is his monthly income.
That's a lot.
Any questions? So the next one says Trey makes $1,200 a month. He spends $600 on rent, $100 on his car, $150 on insurance, $200 on groceries, $50 on his cell phone, and $100 on utilities. What is, that should say the, you can fix that on yours.
Dang, that boy ain't got none.
Hold on a second. I don't know why it went down on me. Alright, back to this. Sorry. What is the problem with his budget?
Taking all his money.
Yeah, what is... what happens when you take his
Taxes.
income and you subtract all these things?
You get nothing.
You get nothing. So what is wrong with his budget?
He's paying way too much for something.
Right, so any of those would be fine. He needs to cut his expenses. He's paying out too much. That's fine. I just wrote it simple. He has no money left over. You do not want a budget where you end up at zero. Because what if, like, you get a flat tire, you have no money to fix your tire? Or what if, you know, your rent's late and you owe an extra $15 and you don't have $15 extra because your budget is so tight, okay? So you don't want a budget that has $0 or negative, that's even worse, negative at the end of the month. So the problem with his budget is he has no money left for additional expenses, is how I worded it. Any questions on Trey? All right, next talking about Aaliyah. Aaliyah makes $2,000 a month. She spends $500 on rent, $800 on a bus pass, $250 on groceries, $500 on cell phone, $100 on utilities, and $300 on other additional miscellaneous expenses. If she sticks to this budget, how much will she have left over for savings each month?
720.
All right, how'd you find 720?
Subtract them all.
You subtract them all. If she starts with this much, and then she spends 500, and she spends 80, and she spends 250, and she spends 50, and she spends 100, and then she spends 300. When you subtract all those, she has $720 at the end of the month. That's a good budget, right? If something came up, an unexpected expense, she has money to cover it. She also has money in her savings each month. What are your questions on budgeting? Again, we practiced all these skills while making the budget, but this is the actual first time you've seen it written out on a worksheet. So if you have any questions, make sure you let me know because these are going to appear on the final.
That was easy.
Okay, thank you.